going to talk a little bit about the children's home that she is the manager of, or what are you?
Yes, I'm the manager.
Uh-huh.
We started the project in 2008. There was actually a need from the social workers at CMR. It's the Afrikaans for Christian Social Council. And the need was, where do they take a child that is in need of care and protection? And after many years, Malcolm Wishart, he wanted to do something for the community, and we started talking to each other and eventually said, well, he wants to support the CMR, and we started looking for a house, and it was in August 2008 that we got our first house. The initial thing was to start a temporary safe care house for children who are in need of care and protection. At the same time, another businessman also wanted to do something for the project, and he also gave his house. That was Squirsthuizen. Initially we thought, okay, that's too much now, because we only wanted one house. And then we said, well, if God gives us two houses, because it will be his project, if he gives us two houses, then he will supply whatever our needs will be. So we started in 2008, we got the house, we placed advertisements in the papers and asked people to donate furniture, clothing, food, anything that we can use in the two houses. And really, the stuff came running in. And it was in January 2009 that we started. And with the two houses. We started with a temporary safe care house and then with a foster care house. Now our project consists of 3 units, and at this stage we are registered at the Department of Social Development for 27 children. And it is children that are placed by an order of the Children's Court in our care. And that's children that are in need of care and protection. It's children that are malnourished, abandoned, orphaned, neglected, or in circumstances where they can no longer stay in the care of their primary caregivers. And all the children that are placed in our care are placed irrespective of race, culture, and gender. Each house, the temporary safe care house and the foster care house, have house parents that helps with the daily care of the children 24. We are actually an alternative residential care facility, 24 hours. Safety, or the temporary safe care children, when they are in crisis, they are removed by the social worker, and then their court cases are opened, and then the average admission period that they stay in the temporary safe care house is 90 days. After the court cases have been finalized, they are reunited with their families, or they are placed in facilities elsewhere where their needs can be met. The foster care house, children that can't go back to their families and don't have any other place to go to, they stay there until they are at the age of 18 years. And at this stage, both of our houses are full, no space for any child at this stage. And eventually last year we opened our third unit, the baby unit. The management received many applications for babies to be placed. And it's just not possible to place more than one baby with the other children in the temporary safe care house. So that is another. We had a contractor that came to give us a quote. The double garage was renovated, and it cost at that stage 230,000 rand. And it was really something that we prayed about. And it's God's project, so we must also care for the babies. And it was a few months that passed by and we didn't get any funds. Eventually, there were just two people that said, okay, the one couple said they will give 100,000 rand, and another lady gave 130,000 rand. So we got our 230,000 rand. And so the baby unit, that's how that started, and at this stage we can admit 6 babies. The baby unit is run by a baby unit manager with the caregivers that work shifts to help to care for the babies.
Issie, you know, I stand amazed. Before we started, I said you must just carry on and tell us everything. But you're amazing. All this wouldn't be if it wasn't for your driving force behind it. I wonder if you could tell us exactly how much money you need per month, because I was shocked when I heard that amount.
At this stage it is 125,000 rand.
Per month?
Per month.
And where do you get that money from?
We get subsidy from the Department of Social Development.
Yes.
But of course it is not enough, because it is really an expensive project.
Okay.
Because we want to really, we provide holistic care to the children. And they need therapists, doctors, dentists, psychiatrists.
Yeah.
So it's an expensive project. And we would like all the children to be involved in extramural activities, and we pay for that. We help pay for the school fees as well.
And what do you do if you don't have enough funds?
Up until now, there wasn't one night that our children went to bed without food.
How many years?
It's more than 5 years.
Okay, that's amazing.
And the community of Ermelo and surroundings, really, they are so amazing, because without the community's help, it's not possible to care for the children, to pay for all the expenses. And if there was a need in the past, sometimes the churches will also help. They send SMSs to their members. Okay, nappies are needed now, or formula milk are needed. So we really do depend a lot on partners to take hands with us.
Well, I really want to thank Malcolm Wishart for setting the ball rolling. And Malcolm Wishart is a very strong businessman in Ermelo. He's ploughed a lot back into this community. But I've also found that people don't just donate money if it's not a responsible institution. And I think they trust you because they know the quality of work that you do. And I just want to honor you for doing this work. We all go to bed at night doing our own thing. You lie in bed at night with a responsibility of how many children did you say?
27.
27.
I think up until today, more or less 120 children went through our facility.
Okay.
We have 27 children at a given stage.
Yeah.
But because of the temporary safe care house with the children moving in and out, we get more children in. So sometimes we have 35 children in a month that go through the facility. But you know, we are a team, it's not just me. And the project grew. In the beginning, we just started with so much enthusiasm and wanted to do something for the children. And you know, God, we have all something to do, and I believe when God puts something in your heart to do, and you just do your part, eventually it will be a team who's doing the whole thing. Our motto is, teamwork makes the dream work. Take all the credit by myself. Yes, the project grew. In the beginning, we didn't have money to pay the house parents. We didn't give them time off because who will care for them, for the children, if the parents are not there? We didn't have any vehicles. So at this stage, we have the 2 houses with the parents. We have 2 domestics at each house. We have a gardener at each house. We have the baby unit with a manager and 4 caregivers working shifts. We have every house has a vehicle, a big combi, to transport the children. So our children are in 8 different schools. So it's really
well, that's amazing.
It's amazing.
And to get the children to school.
Yes, on time.
On time.
It's really, you know, to be in such a project, there must be rules and regulations. Because if you don't have that, you can't run a project. You can't let everything go smoothly. So it is really a thing to have the children on time, 6:45 in the morning in the bus, and to church. They go to church, they go to Sunday school, they go to the different spiritual meetings. Yeah, it's really a wonderful, wonderful project sometimes. And you know, the thing with us is I can show people. When people wanted to know more about the project, I can tell them, come with me, I'll show you the project. And usually when the people see the project, see the houses, see the children, you know, it's such a positive thing. And then when people come to the houses, they say, oh, it's terrible to think parents don't care for their children. For me, on the other side, it's so wonderful that there are a lot of people. There is a project that can look after children who really need that care and that protection. And
well, this is a wonderful thing for Ermelo, and you spearheading this thing, and I am so proud of you. You hear so many negative stories about our country. Oh, I'm actually tired of switching on the TV. And here's a story in our midst, in our community, and I think Ermelo can be proud of you. Okay, we're talking about the needs of these children and needs that other people can help you with. And one thing that you've mentioned to me is that children, when they've finished with you, need to be able to study. So we need bursaries, is that right?
Yes. We have a grade 12 learner who must still decide if he's going to study next year. Yeah, it's the first time that we have a grade 12 learner that we have to help him decide about his future, but he's not allowed to stay in the facility when he's turning 18.
So he needs a lot of things.
He needs.
So if a company can give him a bursary to
Yes.
to be able to learn or qualify himself, or even give him a job.
Yeah, and for accommodation, he can't come back to the house, the foster care house. He doesn't have parents to go back to, so he really is an orphan. So he needs help.
So we've got to prevent him going onto the streets and getting involved in drugs and things like that.
No, and he's a beautiful child. He plays the violin, he's playing the keyboard, and he's very, very talented.
Okay.
We also have the 2 houses. After 5 years, both of the houses need really maintenance, and especially the bathrooms need to be renovated, yes. Yeah. So there are really needs that we must address this year.
Paint, I think.
Yeah.
And plaster and all kinds of building material, I suppose, will be very, very welcome for you. But I do think the children's needs, their study needs and all that is very important.
Yeah.
I heard via the grapevine that you were awarded the Paul Harris Fellow, and this is a Rotary project, is it? And wow, you don't just get this for sitting back and not doing anything. And I know Paul Harris is probably very proud of you doing the work that you're doing. I think God also wants to honor you for the work that you do. And I think the Rotary in Ermelo honored you with this award, but I don't know much about this award. Do you want to tell us about it a bit?
Rotary Ermelo, Phoenix Rotary Ermelo gave that to me because of my involvement in the community and doing the work, especially at the children's homes here in Ermelo. But yeah, Rotary is really involved, especially at the temporary safe care house. They bought the house, and we rented for R1 a year, so we actually owe them R5. Of course, we haven't paid that yet, but because of their goodwill, we just want to thank them especially for their involvement in the project.
I think Rotary can really be complimented for the work that they do right through the world. And Rotary International will be proud of you for this as well.
Thank you.
Okay.
I appreciate it.
I also know that you're going to be in the newspaper this week, and it's wonderful that we could do this interview with you. I salute you. I really think you're amazing. A little bit about your history, your husband.
Yeah, I was married. My husband passed away 1st of April, but we were in the ministry for 35 years. And so I was with him in the ministry, doing whatever we can. And then I was actually representing our church at the CMR, and that's how I got involved in the project. I was just a volunteer. And eventually it took my life over, and now I'm a paid personnel of the project. I do manage the whole project. Well, I'm here from the beginning. I was the project leader from the start, so yeah, I know everything. I know the children, and it's really a wonderful thing, wonderful project, and wonderful people to be involved with. Really, we are a team, and without a team, it's not really possible. And also the CMR and all the other people helping us. The Sonja van die Kerk, she's the Yes. Sonja van die Kerk is the supervisor of this region, so with her help as well, and the Department of Social Development, they also do a great deal in helping. Oh, there are many role players that help us with this project to do whatever they can to help us.
You make it all sound so easy, but I'm sure there's a lot of work.
No, it's not. It's not that easy. Sometimes we also have our difficulties.
Okay, so if you have one wish, what would you like? What would you like from the community of the world to help you with?
We really need financial support. We do get the subsidy, but it's not enough to really sustain that high level of, or maintain that high level of service that we render to the children. And the other thing is to pray for us, because sometimes, especially our house parents, they do get tired.
They take strain.
Because it's children with traumatic backgrounds. They all come from different backgrounds. They all have a story, and the stories are not very good stories. That's why we are there. The last straw, maybe. The children's home is sometimes the last opportunity for them, to help them, to get them healed. So it's really not that easy. Sometimes we do get frustrated with all the things that you have to go through. Or sometimes there are really children that need more than we can give them. That's sometimes not an easy thing to realize. Okay, we can't do anything to help this child. Maybe we must put the child in another facility where there are neuro-like psychiatrists with the bigger cities.
Well, I just see that your ministry, even though you're not in your congregation and your church anymore, your ministry is growing, and I think your husband would have been very, very, very proud of you. And I'm proud of you, and I really wish that somebody watching this YouTube clip will find it in their heart to do something to help this children's home in Ermelo, which is really a feel-good story. And I'm just thinking of all the projects that we have in the country, and I really hope this becomes a project for churches and for schools and for communities to help you people too. I've also been told, don't just stop there and drop a bag of toys or drop a bag of clothes or whatever. Pray about it before you do it, and then do it, but give a little bit more of yourself to help this children's home to continue functioning. And I honestly pray for you that you'll stay involved in this, but I trust that if you aren't anymore, God will place another person, because He started it, obviously. He used you, and I just pray that this will carry on for a long, long time. And I would love to hear from the children themselves how they experience this children's home, but we're not going to expose them to the media.
We're not allowed to.
We're not allowed to do that.
To,
So I honor you for the work that you do.